Hey everybody. I'll give my thoughts on the news that I read today on Facebook. I'm coming. I come home and one of the first things I read on my Facebook on my Kindle is the fact that here it is. Is the fact that Blimp.tv is shutting down. Now, in case some of you may not be knowing to Blimp, this right there, you can probably see that. That is Blimp.tv. That is the app for it. And basically, it's an alternative to what YouTube is, or one of the alternatives. It basically was the main. For a while, it's been looked at as the main alternative for about 9 to 10 years. About a decade now, it's been looked at as that alternative. Now, like YouTube, of course, Blimp has had its problems, with people. People have had the problems with Blimp, just like they've had them with YouTube. There have been times that Blimp would have restrictions on certain things you couldn't post, or you could post, just like YouTube has and still does. So, not a lot of people were happy about that. They never liked these restrictions. Now, I guess later on, Blimp kind of still had the restrictions, but they were a little bit more lenient. And apparently when they first started, they were more community-based. So, when one looks at it, hold on. Sorry about that. Thought I heard something. But anyway, they were more community-based apparently when they first started. Now, the one thing about Blimp, for a lot of us, is it is the main place where we can get up to date, right off the bat, uploads from people like Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, Lynn Carr, Louis Lundberg, Huey Toonmore, Bob Show, Media Hunter, Animat. So that's one of the main places we can go to because they aren't as lenient, if you will, or not as lenient, but they're not as restricted as, let's say, YouTube is when it comes to certain things. Because, no offense to YouTube, I've been a proud member of this community for now, 7 years. And altogether, when you look at my previous channels, almost since the beginning, they do have restrictions. With someone like Matt Bennett, I think, Animat. He does his classic reviews. He does his reviews of movies that have just come out and stuff. And unfortunately, that's going to be a problem for him now due to the fact that Blimp is gone. Now, he does have other outlets. There's probably no doubt about it. He's got GoIndie.tv and a few others. But that's one of his main places to upload due to the fact that he is able to upload his reviews and stuff without any trouble. Now, could he do his reviews here on YouTube? Absolutely. The only problem, though, is he's got to do it like what I'm doing right now. He has to either do it through audio, stills, and using stills and all that and whatever, or just, like I said, looking at the camera and talking. That's all he could do. That's the only way he'll be able to do any kind of review. Same with the Nostalgia Critic, Doug Walker. But fortunately, they have Maker.tv to back him up. Or do they? You see, that's the problem. Sometimes you know something, you think you know something, and then you find out you really don't. But then, like I said, you got Nostalgia Critic Doug Walker, you've got Huey Toonmore, you've got Bob Show, You know, you got all these people, I should say, Media Hunter, Linkara, people that use Blimp.tv as an alternative to YouTube because the less restricting when it comes to content sometimes than YouTube is. So what's going to happen next month when Blip is gone, within a month's time? Well, according to what they have said, Blimp, in a tweet, one of the owners, basically the people at Blimp said, "Hey, look, if you got any videos on there, get them off now because I'll start saving them because after the 20th of August, bye bye." You know, that's going to be it. So exactly, where do people like the Nostalgia Critic? Where do people like Linkara, Huey Toonmore, Media Hunter, Bob Show, Animat, where do these people go? Now some people might say, well, there's other places like Reviewers Unknown. There's Daily Motion, which is the other alternative, which is the second most popular video site as far as I know. But but they're based out of the UK, which makes them a little bit more freelance. Basically, they're not as restricting. So you got Daily Motion as an alternative for them to go to. I mean, look at Chris Moore, Rowdy C. He was on Blimp. Apparently, his channel got shut down, and now he's mostly posted on YouTube. Saved a lot of other people from that fellow in the coat. So Daily Motion's an alternative. Another alternative is Vimeo. That's right, Vimeo, the video streaming service or site that came into an agreement with Hasbro to do Transformers, G.I. Joe, Jem, possibly My Little Pony. There's Vimeo. They could use that. There's VK.com, I believe. You know, there's several alternatives, but the main alternatives, obviously, like I said, are Vimeo, Daily Motion, Maker.tv if you want that. Metacafe is another one if it's still around. But those are your main, and I think VK. But like I said, the two main ones, I think good choices would be Daily Motion and Vimeo. And the reason I say that is because when you take a look at Daily Motion, it's more freelance. Because it's based out of the UK, it's got its restrictions, yes, but not as badly. And you take a look at Vimeo, and they're very similar to what Blip is. So there are several choices out there. And of course you have right here on YouTube, where basically you could post what you want, and well, not what you want, but post as many videos as you can. But there are restrictions. One, with YouTube, let's say you're someone like, Nostalgia Critic, or let's say you're someone like Huey Toonmore. Let's say you want to do a review. Okay, Huey Toonmore, he's got his new review coming out called his Cartoon Pony Reviews. Let's say he wants to review My Little Pony Generation 1's movie, the My Little Pony the movie from Generation 1. Let's say he wants to do that, but unfortunately there's a restriction. And unfortunately he can't do it on YouTube because there might be a restriction. And he can no longer do it on Blimp because Blimp is dun 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 dun. So where does he go? Like I said, he's got Daily Motion and he's got Blimp. I mean, not Blimp, but Vimeo. He's got those two main options I look at. So that is the biggest question there. Where do people like him go? I mean, you could say, well, he could try Facebook too. Problem is Facebook has a limit of how big your file can be, and it too has restrictions as well. So the question is, where do people like Huey Toonmore? Where do people like Linkara? Where do people like Animat, Media Hunter, anybody that's been using Bob Show, anybody's been using Blimp.tv as a main outlet for the videos because it's less restricting than YouTube. Where do they go? Like I say, two main alternatives, Dailymotion and Vimeo, in my opinion. Now, is it sad that Blimp is going? Yes, it is sad. I mean, it is a great alternative. You can watch videos on there you can't watch fully. I mean, I look at Huey Tunemore's YouTube channel, and anytime he gets ready to do a review or a countdown, he can't do it on there. But what he does is he puts a trailer saying, hey, check out these little previews here and come to Blimp to see it. So the question is, where does guys like him go from now? Huh? Where do people like Rashitsu go besides YouTube? Where do guys like Jaime go besides YouTube? These are questions a lot of people are going to have. And like I said, there's two main alternatives, Dailymotion and Vimeo. That's the way I look at it. You could say there's Maker.tv, that's a good option too. There's MetaCafe, another good option. But I look at Vimeo and I look at Dailymotion as the two main alternatives that they got to choose from. And that's about it. Unless they can come into an agreement with YouTube and say, okay, we'll do it this way and da-da-da-da-da, I can only see it through that. Now, you also have Twitch, which is a good alternative too. Don't get me wrong. But that's mostly for live streaming. But could they do it there? Of course, Twitch is a good option, but they'd have to be live all the time. So in my opinion, I think, in all honesty, your two main choices are Dailymotion and Vimeo. YouTube is a major option too if you want to go fully there. But you're going to have to definitely, if you're guys like Animat, Linkara, well maybe not Linkara, but Animat, Huey Tunemore, and the list could go on. Bob Show, Media Hunter, Hardcore Kid if he still comes back, or comes out of retirement. There's a lot. There's a lot of changes you would have to make if you choose YouTube to be your main outlet. There's a lot of changes. But Blimp.tv, but again, if you don't want to choose them, you can choose Vimeo or Dailymotion, in my opinion, because those are two great alternatives that have less restrictions as far as I know. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I am sad to see Blimp go. It's going to be it's going to be hard to delete an app that, believe it or not, last year when I got this Kindle, wasn't even in existence. Now, almost like a few weeks later, it is, and I'm going to have to get rid of it within a month. It's hard to believe. But well, look at it. Maybe things might change. This is what I look at. I've got a feeling people might come out and say something, maybe try to start a petition or a Kickstarter or whatever to try to get Blimp saved, but we'll have to wait and see. So, but if it is the end, and it looks like it is, I want to thank Blimp for allowing me to view videos I normally would think I would view here on YouTube or even elsewhere. So I thank you for allowing me to check those out. Check out the videos of Huey Tunemore, Animat, Media Hunter, Nostalgia Critic, Linkara, Bob Show, the list goes on. I want to thank you guys for that. And I want to thank you guys for that, for allowing me to watch those videos and for allowing those people to have a place, an alternative to post those videos without any trouble. So, until then guys, so let me know what you think on Blimp going down, and what do you think is the best alternative for those people that I've mentioned? Do you think they should choose Vimeo, Dailymotion, or do you think maybe they should choose YouTube and probably accept some of the changes they'd have to make? Let me know down below, comment if you like, and I am out.